War of Rights. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words. War of Rights is a first-person multiplayer game featuring massive 300-player battles with a focus on historical authenticity, team play and immersion. It is set during the perilous days of the American Civil War in the Maryland campaign of September 1862. I bought this game when it first came out, guys, and I never really played it much. I didn't really give it a chance. But I thought I'd try it again now because a few people have been asking me to have another look at it. So I dived in it. This came out in 2018 and it's like 2023 now, so it's been out a while and it's still in early access. In fact, it had a patch just tonight. But anyway, it's about the Civil War in America, the Union against the Confederacy. Now, I'm not going to go into the history of it all and all of that kind of stuff. I just want to tell you what it's like as a gamer. What is it fun or not? What do you actually do? Well, you join whatever server you want. You pick whether you're going to be in the infantry or the artillery. There isn't any cavalry in yet. Hopefully that will come. You choose which regiment you want to join and you select what you want to be, whether you want to be a private, an NCO or whatever. There's loads of different ranks that you can actually be. I obviously choose private because I don't know what the. I joined a server tonight that had up to 400 players in, which was cool. There wasn't 400 in, there was nearly 250, I think. Last night I played a one with 300 in, so these battles are huge. And the ping is great in Europe. I mean, I was getting, I think it was a 70 ping. It's only really busy at evening times between about 8:30 and 10:30 PM UK time. If you go in before that, say in the middle of the afternoon, you'll probably only see 100 people in the server, which is still a lot because you can still have a really good game with 100 people. There's different game modes in this. There's like a capture point where you have to capture a certain objective on the map. There's like a ticket point system where if you die, your team lose a ticket and you have a certain amount of tickets, and when they've all gone, it's kind of game over. And one of the great things about this game is it forces you kind of to play authentically, because if you're in formation with all your mates, with your regiment, and you die, you'll only lose one ticket. But if you're out of formation, if you're a little way away from them and you die, you'll lose 3 tickets. And if you're in what's called skirmish, it tells you in the bottom right whether you're in formation, skirmish or whatever. If you get shot in skirmish, you lose even more. So you get heavily penalised for being a prick in this game. If you wander away from your regiment, you will take heavy losses for your side. So people tend to really obey this and think about this and stick together. In fact, I've never seen such discipline in a game in my life. I mean, I play Hold Fast. That's just disorganized carnage. It's hilarious and it's a really good game. This, people actually give a shit. They listen to the commanding officers. They follow orders. Even if they think the orders aren't that good, they still follow the orders. And that's brilliant. That's what makes the game, to be honest with you. Because that brings the authenticity out. I mean, reloading your gun takes 20 seconds. Putting your bayonet on, I think, is 8 seconds. And I tell you something, when you're reloading your gun and there's some bearded maniac charging towards you with the pointy end of his gun pointing at you, them 20 seconds are a hell of a long fucking time. The controls are very easy. You can rebind all your keys as well, so there's no real problem with any of the control aspect of the game. You can quick march, you can double time, you can sprint. All uses up your stamina, of course. Even when you put your bayonet on the end of your rifle, that makes the end a bit more wobbly, so when you're aiming, you'll get a bit more sway on the barrel. It's the thought of everything. It's really authentic, and as far as, you know, a game is concerned. The true magic of this is the fun you have in the battles. Just following your regiment through the woods in column formation at the quick time. You know, you don't know where you're heading, you're just following orders. The commanding officer's painting like a path on the ground for you to follow. He knows where he's going, he kind of has a plan in his head. In fact, in one of the battles that I was in just last night, when we first loaded in, you could hear gunfire in the distance, but the commanding officer was talking to a commanding officer from another regiment, and his sort of second in commands, and they were discussing what they were going to do, and that lasted about 2 minutes, and they come up with, I didn't know what they were talking about because I don't know the maps that well, but they'd come up with this plan how one was going to go over here and the other one was going to support on the flank, and I thought, all right, that sounds like a plan. And off we went, jogging on, and It took a few minutes to get there. There's a lot of running in this game. But when it all took place and happened, it was just great. It kind of worked out as they were actually talking. But then you have things where the Union might do something that you don't expect them to do, and they come around and flank you. We got that happen to us a few times where the Union just came charging out of the woods, and it's terrified. You just like they're behind you, and everybody starts screaming, and you turn around and they're right on you, and it's like hand-to-hand fighting. It's a brilliant, brilliant game, guys. Every battle that I've had is like its own little story. It's not like the game's making these stories. It just puts down the tools and you make your own little story in each battle. No two battles have been the same. Every one of them's been fun, even whether you lose. It's not even about winning or losing. I mean, it's nice when you win. It's just the whole feeling of being in there. It's the closest you'll ever get to the Civil War, unless you're a reenactor, of course. And it's that authenticity and immersion that makes this game absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend this, guys, if you like first-person authentic war games. I know this is going back a bit with the Civil War. It's not like a usual World War I or World War II game. But guys, the atmosphere is what nails this game. And the gunplay is good as well. I mean, it's very authentic. There's firing ranges on certain servers where you can see that your gun is kind of ranged at 100 meters. And if you fire less or further away than that, you're not going to get the accuracy. But you can adjust the sights on the rifles for a little bit further. I think it goes up to 150 meters as well. So the gunplay, for what it is, muskets, is really, really good. You also have flag bearers on each team, and the flag is really important. That's where you'll spawn when you die. So if you might be put in the spawn queue as well, because it's one person every few seconds, I think it is. And the flag bearer has to stand in a decent place as well, so that you're not just getting spawn killed when you come back in. So it is like a penalty. You can be out of action for sometimes about a minute. Depending on how big your company is and how many people have died, of course, as well. The carnage in this is quite high, as you can imagine. If you're in a tightly packed line, a firing line, and someone fires a canister shot into that, or if there's a line of the enemy there and they fire a volley into you, there's a lot of people going to go down. So you can have a little wait to get back into the game, but that just adds to the penalty and the actual fun of the actual game. You get a few arseholes in the game abusing everybody on the microphone, but, you know, if that kind of stuff bothers you, then really you shouldn't even be on the internet. I mean, it just goes straight over the top of my head. I don't give a toss about little pricks like that, you know. But you're gonna put up with that in all games. So, you know, it's these people who are crying because, oh no, he said something really offensive. Oh, grow up, so what? It's a bloody computer game and it's the internet. This shit's been going on for frickin' decades, man. It's gonna happen. Don't let that spoil the game. The game is brilliant just because a couple of arseholes are spoiling it. You know, there's the vast majority of people who play this game aren't like that. I mean, you just get the odd arsehole here and there. You know, I just totally ignore them. You can actually mute them as well in the game. Just mute their microphone. So they've got everything kind of covered. So if you're looking for a really immersive game that you can get your teeth into, have some really big epic-sized battles, get really, really immersed in it, then take a look at War of Rights. It's very healthy. It has a huge player base still. Like I say, you can go in any night and you'll get into a battle with about 200 people in, no problem at all. So there you go, guys. I'll review it again when it's fully finished. I don't know when that's going to be, but it's still in early access, and it's on special at the minute. 50% off. It's £11.89. What a steal. What a steal.